Yo, what's up guys? So in this video, we're gonna be talking about what would your life look like without marijuana. So I invite you to really think about your life, where you are right now on your journey, whether it's positive or negative, and ask yourself the question, where would I be if weed was not part of my life? The reason why I pose this question is because it was a really important question for me when I was getting sober. I had a lot of dreams, a lot of visions, a lot of things I wanted to do with my life. From growing up, from being a kid, from being a teenager, and just, progressing through the stages of life, I was always a big dreamer. However, I looked at my life and I was like, wow, I'm not living up to anything that I ever wanted to do. I'm broke. I have no relationships. I'm in debt because of weed. I can't stop smoking weed. I have all these addictions, etc. And I was really disappointed in myself. And this might not sound so pleasant, right? What it did though is it got my butt into gear and made me kind of really start to analyze, okay, where do I want to be in maybe 4 or 5 years from now? And how upset will I be if I'm not there or if I'm in the same place as I am right now? And the answer to that was I was going to be pretty disappointed, pretty upset, and who knows if I'd even be alive at that point because of how dark and depressing life was. And what asking this question might do is push you to start letting go of weed in a more physical sense. So letting go of the weed, letting go of paraphernalia, throwing it all away. That's what I did. I just tossed everything, gave it to friends. Really start to look at my finances. How much money am I spending a month on weed, and would I like to be allocating that money elsewhere? AKA maybe getting some external support, just saving for stuff, paying bills, etc. And also a big thing is that it made me realize that, okay, some of the people I'm hanging around with are not people I really want to continue on my journey with. Not that they're bad people, not that they didn't have good intentions. However, they were enjoying their marijuana use and I, on the other hand, was not. And so I had to really make an honest and, I would say, courageous decision if this is something I want to continue doing or do I want to let it go. The answer was I did want to let it go, and I began the process of letting go of marijuana. So the last part of this, and this is kind of the more exciting part, is really thinking big picture here. Obviously in the micro, we're thinking about like, where do we want to be in a year or two? Like, do we want to just have a better life? Do we want to not be addicted to weed anymore? Maybe have a stable job, better relationship with our folks, family members, etc. In the big picture though, can be really helpful too. Do I want to be, traveling the world? Do I want to have an awesome relationship, romantic relationship? Do I want to maybe own a business or do something in that sense? Do I want to really go like super spiritual and engage myself in more spiritual practices in the East? And these questions are really going to help, I think, keep you motivated. And when the days get tough, really be able to tap into those questions and the big picture and be like, okay, what I'm going through is for a bigger purpose than just this pain I'm going through. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Now, of course, we don't want to obsess over that goal or vision, which I'll be honest, I've done in the past and still have to work on today. However, a lot of those days when I'm like, this just sucks. Like, what is the point? In the back of my mind, it's like, okay, remember, man, you've got something to work forward. You've got something bigger than yourself here, aka this YouTube channel. This has really kept me motivated and probably sometimes have kept me from relapsing because I'm like, okay, if I'm using marijuana, this channel is kind of a mute point at that point. So I'm really thankful for that. And it's really helped me kind of see, again, that big picture dream of, okay, who knows where this could be? And I know that if I go back to using, the dream is probably not going to continue, or at least it's going to take a while longer to get back on track. So I'll share a quick story. When I was quitting marijuana, I was producing music. So I had this big vision of DJing, touring the world, playing at Ultra, Tomorrowland, all these big festivals. And as you can see, it did not work out. I just could not make the music that was required to enter that realm of, of music, stardom. And also that the industry has changed so much. So many people are making music that you got to really be like a next level savant to break into the industry, or just create something that's just so new and unique that no one's ever heard. But as you know, guys, at this point, music's kind of, on a repetitive cycle. So really that was a big motivator for me to quit too, was thinking that, okay, if something does come from this music, 10 years from now, I want to be touring the world, etc. If I'm smoking weed and I'm addicted, if I'm being super lazy, how is that going to translate into the music realm? That's not going to yield positive results. That's not going to want people to hire me for bookings. And the big fear was that I would get there and I would lose it because of the weed use. So that was a huge motivator. And asking that question, hey, what's the big vision here? It really helped me get out of that the rut I was in. So even though it didn't pan out, it was still very important and it still worked. So again, I invite you to ask yourself, where would your life be without marijuana? And really think about it, short term and long term. Let me know in the comments what you think of. Like, comment, subscribe, and talk to you in the next one. Peace.